I'm so glad that you're here for restorative yoga with me. The first thing that you need to do for this practice tonight is to take one of your blankets and put it wherever you want your head to go. So this does not have to be folded in any special way. I just want you to have a little extra layer of soft between your head and the floor. Let your head rest on that folded blanket that you made for yourself. Bend your knees so your feet are flat onto the floor, and then place your hands on your belly. I have these nice pockets in my shirt, so I'm just going to tuck my hands in there. If you have a kind of kangaroo pocket in your sweatshirt, maybe you'd like to do that as well. Then test out this foot position. Try opening your feet out wide and allow your legs to lean against one another, to kind of rest in. If that does not feel settling or comfortable for your low back, you can absolutely separate your knees and just have your feet planted. That's fine too. And then close your eyes. The main premise of our work in restorative yoga is to develop a kind of sensitivity to our body's need for rest. It's so easy to get caught up in the doing, but sometimes the very best thing that we can do is to begin by honoring our body's need for quiet, for resting. Developing this sensitivity includes dropping our attention more fully into our bodies. Feel your feet against the floor. Feel the place where the back of your pelvis touches the mat. Notice the back of your arms against the floor. Feel the parts of your back that are connected to the ground. And feel the back of your head. Begin to deepen your breath without forcing or fighting. Simply allow the breath to expand a little more fully into your chest, into your ribs. Can you feel the movements of breath influencing your belly under your hands? Perhaps this invitation to be more sensitive to our body's need for resting really resonates with you. You've come to this practice, so I know there must be something that's drawing you to this work. Can you develop for yourself an intention? Connect to a kind of quality that you're drawing forth. Sometimes those intentions come fully formed. You know exactly why you're here. Other times there aren't quite words yet. But there's some reason that you've arrived, and maybe that reason will become apparent as we practice. We often sing the sound of Om when we begin our yoga practices. It's a way to honor the ritual and the traditions of yoga. The sound also takes the intentions that we have and amplifies them into something collective. It's a little bit weird to sing Om from lying down, but I love the way that the sound resonates in the body when we're reclining. You'll feel it, you'll hear it differently in yourself. Please exhale your breath all the way out. Then breathe in. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or blink your eyes open. Rest your hands down onto the floor, out by your sides, and separate your knees, your feet wide if they weren't there already. Start to swing your legs really gently from side to side. Roll over the soles of your feet. You can feel both the connection that your feet have to the floor and also the sort of opening across the front of your thighs, across the front of your belly, especially when your knees get down close to the floor on the end ranges of motion there to right and left sides. The bulk of the work in restorative yoga is resting. Resting with your props, resting in a way that feels really supportive and comforting. Even though you're moving, can you still capture that same kind of sweet sensitivity? Land your feet now so that they're flat on the floor. Set up your thighs so they're parallel to one another. Cross your left arm over your chest and roll over to your right side. You might want to tuck your right arm under your ear. We're not going to be here forever, just for a couple of breaths. And it's almost like you're going to continue rolling. Use your left hand against the floor to help push your body up into a seated position. Close your eyes as you get into your seat. Have you noticed that something has shifted already? Did that movement help you to make a little transition between your day and the resting we're about to do? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale the breath through your mouth with a sigh. And keep your gaze soft as you blink open your eyes. Okay, for this first restorative yoga pose, we're going to make use of nearly all of the props that you've collected. Your head blanket will stay where your head had been. Take one of your rolled up blankets and place it so that there is a space, a kind of gap between the head blanket and the roll. Now, if your bed pillows are like mine and you have one that's a little bit more firm, like has a little more density to it than the other, put that more dense pillow right next to the rolled up blanket. The other sort of less dense pillow, or maybe this one like it is for me, is like a little flatter. Put that one at the end. So the pillows are going end to end. And then this setup is going to create the support for your legs and your torso. The rolled up blanket comes underneath your upper body and your head goes on the folded blanket. This little gap is the place where your arms belong. So to come into this posture, you're going to sit up onto the pillows. And then when you lie back, see if you can lie back in just the right space so that your arms come out into kind of a T shape. Now, there's a couple of things that you might need to adjust. The first thing to assess is the height of the rolled up blanket. If you're using a towel, it's probably fine and it doesn't need any adjustment. But sometimes if you're using a rolled up yoga blanket, it can feel really harsh. It can feel like a really super sharp lift to your chest. I don't want it to feel like it's a strain in any way. So if you're finding that this rolled up blanket under your upper back is feeling really intense, you can just reduce the size of the rolled up blanket. So for some of you, that would just look like unrolling the blanket, maybe just 1/2 roll. You'll feel it when it's just right. I want you to feel like you can be open through the front of your body, that there's this sense that you're opening here and opening from side to side, but none of the edges should feel harsh or sharp against your back. If you roll down the edge of the blanket, you might have to rearrange your head just like I did so that you don't feel the edge of that rolled down blanket under the center of your head. Play around, right? See if you can find the just right space in this position. Once you've found that support that's just right under your upper back, you can take your spare blanket and cover your body. Now, maybe you'll cover from your toes all the way up to your chin, or perhaps you'll cover just like I did, belly and tops of thighs. The sort of most vulnerable open places will appreciate having a blanket. You could also cover yourself just your chest, belly, and tops of thighs. Play around and see if you can find the way that this position will feel the most comfortable and the most settled for you. There's one final option I wanted to give you in case your low back is not happy about this in any way. If your low back is giving you a ton of unhappy feedback, a good option is to bend your knees and just put your feet flat on either side, kind of like the way that we started this practice today with knees bent. So just know you have that as an option if the back bend that you've created is not a happy one for your low back. In restorative yoga, we're cultivating stillness, but it doesn't mean that you're stuck. If something that you've done started out feeling really comfortable, but now is feeling less comfortable, make whatever adjustments your body requires. As you relax, the pose should become more and more comfortable. If that's not happening for you, you make any adjustments that are required at any time. Settle into your breath here. The exhalations are particularly useful. Release the weight of your body into the floor, into your blankets, into your pillows. bring your attention back from wherever your mind might have been. What experience are you having in this pose? Deepen your breath. And bend your knees and place your feet onto the floor. Step both feet over to the right side of your pillows. You could even shuffle or slide the pillow that was under your lower legs out of the way. Cross your left arm over your chest and roll down off of your props onto your right side. Tuck your right arm under your ear. And just take a breath. Then it's almost like you're going to roll towards your belly. Roll into the support of your arms and guide yourself back up into a seated position. Close your eyes as you get into your seat. Feel the impact of the pose you've just practiced. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely with a sigh. And keep your gaze soft as you blink open your eyes. Okay. If you adjusted your rolled up blanket for that last pose, re-roll it so you have a steady and sturdy rolled up blanket. We're going to make use of both of those blankets for this next pose. Take your less dense pillow, if that's a thing that's happening for you, and put that at the very end of your yoga mat. Then position your next pillow in front of that, close to where your body is sitting. So now your pillows are end to end, matching at the long edges. Place your rolled up blanket, just one, over the pillow that's closest towards you. And then readjust your head blanket. If you had it extra folded, you can unfold it. If you're making use of this rectangle shape with that small stair step, this little stair step will come under your neck again. When you lie down over this setup, your knees fit over the rolled up blanket. So you have just a slight little bend to your knees, feet resting on the pillow, and then lie down so that your back is against the floor and your head is on your head blanket. Use your extra blanket to cover your body, whether you're covering just in the center of your body or covering from your toes all the way to your chin. Relax your legs, let them drift out to the sides. Close your eyes and settle your body again into the floor. Use your exhalations to soften and settle even more. your attention back once again. Notice the experience that you're having in this pose. Deepen your breath. Bend your knees. And place your feet on the rolled up blanket. Cross your left arm over your chest and roll over to your right side. Tuck your right arm under your ear and breathe. And as if you're going to continue to roll towards your belly, roll into the support of your arms. Guide yourself back up into a seated position. Close your eyes. Feel the impact of that pose. Feel the impact of this entire practice. Restorative yoga gives us a unique opportunity to explore what it means to be at rest in our bodies. It gives us a place to honor our need for rest. Join your palms together in front of your heart. We'll close by singing the sound of Om. It's a chance to amplify the energy behind our intentions, an opportunity for us to honor the ritual, the traditions of yoga practicing. Add your voice to mine, or of course you could just listen. Exhale your breath and breathe in. May the resting we do in this practice lead us into a place of peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I look forward to seeing you again soon.